Anna-Lena, what is the German vision for successful Ukraine? How would you define successful Ukraine?
Well, first of all, thanks for the invitation and good afternoon. But this is not a German vision, because what we are fighting for, what Ukraine is fighting for, is for the right every country has to define their own future by themselves. So it's not up to Germany, but I've been discussing with my friend Dimitro for a very long time now, because 6 months in a time of war seems like ages, and so I know what not the vision, but what the future of Ukraine is, what Dimitro just said himself. And this is a free and peaceful Ukraine, like every other country in the world. And Ukraine has a right. And this is why we made very clear today at our informal council, but also with an input paper I gave together with my French colleague, making clear that we stand with Ukraine as long as they need us. And because we all agree on this, and this is not a sentence to applause for, because this is just a normal thing if you believe in the rule of law and in the freedom in the world, I would maybe give some controversy in the discussion, and I've listened to your speech, which I really valued, but I would disagree on one sentence you said, of saying we shouldn't talk about maybe this war should go on for a longer time. Because if I give the promise as a politician, and luckily in democracy, it could be the chance that people disagree with me and they say in 4 years, well, you didn't tell us the truth. But if I give the promise to people in Ukraine, we stand with you as long as you need us, then I want to deliver, no matter what my German voters think, but I want to deliver to the people of Ukraine. And this is why, for me, it's important to be always very frank and clear. And this means every measure I'm taking, I have to be clear that this holds on as long as Ukraine needs me. And this is why I think it's so important that we have to be frank. Yes, everybody wishes from us that tomorrow the war stops, but in case tomorrow it wouldn't stop, I will be also there in 2 years' time. And then sometimes it sounds a bit difficult on the EU level, and this is also where we disagree sometimes on measures the European Union is taking, because every sanction package, we have to prepare that it holds also for the next maybe 2 years. If we don't need it 2 years long, well, this is great. But if we would need it, it has to hold as long as Ukraine needs us. And we are facing now a winter time where we will be challenged as democratic politicians. People will go on the street and say, we cannot pay our energy prices. And I will say, yes, I know, so we help you with social measures. But I don't want to say, okay, then we stop the sanctions against Russia. We will stand with Ukraine, and this means the sanction will stay also in winter time, even if it gets really tough for politicians, and we have to find good solution all over Europe to balance the social effects, because this is the other part of this war. It's a hybrid war. The second strategy is to split our democracies, saying, okay, now the poor people are being left behind, and we have to give the answers. No, we stand in solidarity with everybody in our country as we stand with everybody in Ukraine.